Do a follow-up video concerning Ali. It was definitely not my desire or intentions to be disrespectful toward Ali. Having that conversation was very challenging, but I know these are the conversations that we as a people need to have, and we also need to be more transparent. I believe many of us are walking around with generational things that have taken place that has negatively impacted us psychologically. And so a part of speaking truth to power is acknowledging our experiences and confronting them head on. Now, typically in the African community, secrecy is a number one priority. People used to say, what happens in the house stays in the house, or girls should be seen and not heard, or if somebody touches you or kisses you, kiss and don't tell. So a lot of it was the secrecy behind what happens to us as a people has historically caused us to have this misplaced identity and lack of self-respect and lack of value. There are many things that happen in life, many things that have happened to us as a people. So the question is, how do you have these honest conversations about what's happening? I want to apologize to those who felt offended by me speaking the truth about Ali. That was the type of person he was. Now, I've known people and I've had members in my family with drug addiction, alcohol addictions who passed away in their early 50s and said, this is my choice, this is my life. And if I abuse drugs, I'm going to continue to abuse drugs until I die. And so a lot of times people make choices based on things that have happened in their lives. And so, I'm saddened by the repeated deaths that are occurring. I'm also saddened by the psychological torment that people are having to face in Africa with inadequate help to help them walk through those things, or to have somebody to talk to that can try to, get them over that hump, or even to have medications to offset some of the clinical depression and things that people are dealing with. So definitely, please accept my heartfelt apology if you were offended by my truth with Ali. But I knew him and knew him well, and that was his choice. That was actually his choice. And how to separate his choice from him was my challenge. So, and if you ever talk to him and he trusted you, he would open up. His life was literally an open book. But what I know is that he didn't even associate with Americans, I would talk to him and ask him. He would say hi to you, but you never saw him hanging out. Um, I know Calvin Wright is on YouTube, and he felt a certain kind of way. But Brother Wright, I've never heard Ali mention you or to say that you guys talked about anything. I've never heard him mention that he was in your circle. But what I do know is that from the conversations that we had, he did not trust or respect the things that was taking place in the diaspora community. And so he had relationships with Gambians and Europeans. So you would always find him in places where there were a lot of Europeans, because that's where he felt most, or who he felt most comfortable with. He and I could shoot the shit, talk a whole lot of shit, because we understood one another. And I respected him, and I always encouraged him, and he encouraged me. But there was a lot of concern on my part for him. And so today I want to honor him, and I want to honor those who are struggling, honor those who are have been misplaced in the Gambia and who are suffering and need assistance and don't have it. I'm respectfully asking the diaspora community to work with one another, even though a person, they may not be in your clique or your group, but no nation has ever been built independently or with 3 or 4 people manipulating and controlling an environment. These are the realities on the ground. These are the things that are actually happening. And it is sad that this experience for him has led to the complications that he was dealing with. There's no need to try to spin a story or manipulate or control the story. It is what it is. And if his experience or his life can encourage or help someone else, I think those are the stories we need to be sharing about, our strengths, our weaknesses, the ability to overcome challenges, the strength to face the realities and the truths about who we are as a people and who we are as individuals. And so it is my hope that none other will be demised in any foreign waters without people having the knowledge of a person's whereabouts and what's happening with them. I think it is time for us to stop being so selfish and self-centered and trying to control narratives and stories. Africa is beautiful. It is amazing. The people are amazing. They have resources that the world needs. But the underbelly of Africa is suffering, is despair, is dangerous. And we need to know that. Americans are going there excited to live, ready to make a difference, pouring in to people, helping them with as little as they have. they are willing to share it. But the reality of it is that sharing is not creating any type of stability. That brother, our brother, was a full grown man living a full life, and he chose his life the way he wanted to live it. So the only thing I can do is to respect his life and also speak truth to power about healing internally. That is of the utmost importance for us. We need to understand our pain and where it comes from. You see the reality and the spiral of the entertainment world today, the secrecy, the lies, the human trafficking, the assaults, the threats, the beatings. We are good at hiding the truth. We'll take secrets to the grave because we were taught what happens in our house, don't tell nobody. It stays in house. But I'm so grateful my brother was able to have conversations with me that he probably never had with you and many other people there, because we're so critical and judgmental of our people. With me, he had the opportunity to be the person he wanted to be, whether I liked it or not. And I love the fact that he was open with me. And I also hated the fact that these were the choices. And it's challenging, but what do we do? I'm just hoping that as a people we can better mentally prepare ourselves, spiritually build ourselves up. Africa is not a walk in the park. There's a lot of different dynamics taking place, and you have to be spiritually strong to survive there. You really do. And any weakness that you have will show up, because it can also be a lonely place. Now, the diaspora community in the Gambia, there are it's growing. Some have left, some have gone. But how many of them ever connected with this brother is my question. We are so busy labeling people and condemning them if they don't think like us, act like us, walk like us, talk like us, then we don't want to be around them. He wasn't a show-off kind of guy. He wasn't getting dressed up. He was comfortable in his khakis and a tee at polo and some flip-flops or whatever. He was comfortable like that. He wasn't pretending to be anything other than what he was. He was a cool cat. And my heart has been pricked by his loss. And this keeps happening. And what else keeps happening is the cover up of what's happening. You people that are there are saying, showing these pictures, smiling coast of Africa, Gambia is beautiful, come home. It is beautiful. But there's some things that are not so beautiful. And those are the things we are not talking about. And it's not to talk bad about the country. It's to say, what can we do to make a contribution to change this narrative? How can we contribute to this so that when we do come home, we have a place to come to? And it's not a false reality. We need to stop with the false realities. There's nothing that's going to protect us other than the truth. Nothing. And so, talking about him and talking about his life choices and talking about his experience, I wish I could separate it. And I've tried to separate it. I was being very diplomatic in the first video. I was being very diplomatic, but I think I was also trying to express life, lifestyle, life choices, mental health, addictions, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, all of those things are plaguing us. You look at the entertainment world with P. Diddy and all of that today, and many of us still, we don't want to know. We don't want to hear what P. Diddy did to the women. We don't want to hear about human trafficking or sex trafficking. We don't want to hear about that. We don't want to know. Because some people admire this man. But there are a lot of people that will be negatively impacted by this situation. Their children, their children's children. It's just not stopping with him. And so I really hope people can stop pretending and stop covering up what's really happening to people when they travel to the motherland. Are they ready? Are they equipped with the tools to master the continent that they are on, the country that they choose to live in? Do they have the tools not just to survive, but to thrive? And so for that, please, again, accept my apology. I would never do anything to disrespect Brother Hill. He knows that. But when will we learn? Will we learn? And what is the intent? Are you pretending? He was not a fictitious person. He was real. He was a real cat. Cool cat, cooler than shit. He was cool. But even in his challenges, he spoke his truth. And that right there is worth all the gold in the world to me. He had a good, kind heart. He was very spirited, high spirited, and he always spoke truth to power, whether you agree with him or not. But he was that kind of a cat where what you see is really what you get. So, Brother Ali, may the ancestors guide you on your new journey. You're not dead, you are yet alive, but your spirit is now able to take your infinite journey. May you continue to love, guide, support, and teach the realities about life and your experience. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you for supporting me and allowing me to support you. Thank you for breaking bread with me. I value your honesty, and I know that your rewards are great and many. Thank you so much for being the human being and the man you were created to be. Thank you for accepting your life and living your life the way you wanted to live it. Whether anyone liked it or not, you made a conscious decision. And for that, I respect you and I respect your choice. So, Brother Ali Pernell Hill, I say your name and I honor you today. Peace, love, and light, Brother Hill. Until we meet again, take your bow, brother, and soar like an eagle. Ashe.